All right. Good morning and welcome to Pioneer Baptist. What am I doing? Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes or More with Pastor. This morning's been a little bit off for us, and this camera's a little off too. I'm going to see if I can pull it down without creating a big giant mess. I don't know if I can. Anyway, it is Thursday, September 24th, and it is a good morning. The weather report, really quickly, for outside is nice. It's sunny. It's mix of cloud and suns, but mostly sunny right now. Although we will get some rain to set in the next couple days, like it did yesterday. But so far, I've enjoyed those and don't mind at all. So, quick coffee mug update for those of you who've been keeping up. This is a mug that's actually one of my favorite mugs because it has, if you can't see, it's got a thumb indentation right there for you to stick your thumb in. But we actually had these mugs made whenever we were traveling from church to church and presenting our ministry to start Pioneer. And we would give one of these to each pastor as a way to remember to pray for us when they did their devotions in the morning and were drinking their coffee or tea or whatever. And so, those are handmade by some people we went to college with. And so, yeah, those are pretty cool. But you're not here for all that. Let me share with you one quick verse from Psalm 125. Psalm 125 and verse 1 says this. It says, "They that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever." David is encouraging us to really put our full weight of trust in the Lord. He says, "Those that are they that trust in the Lord, that trust in Him completely and fully." He says, those people, the people who do that, he says, cannot be moved. They cannot be shaken. Um, the Bible tells us that He who made the mountains. Think about this. Especially here where we live, we can look off on clear days in the distance and you can see Mount Hood, you can see Mount Jefferson, you can see Mount Adams, you can see Mount St. Helens, you can see all sorts of different mountains. And if you drive further towards the Cascades, you can see even more of them, Mount Washington and those kinds of things. He that made those mountains he's our security. And so we should have no fear of serving Him and of trusting Him fully with all of our heart and our strength. Um, again, David compares the Lord to Mount Zion. I mean, think about this. How is the Lord like Mount Zion? Well, first of all, certainly a mountain has stability. Think about the way that a mountain is shaped. It has a thinner top, even though it's very big too, but then it has a huge base. Um, there are mountains that have stood for millennia, including Mount Zion. I mean, think about little David as a boy. I'm sure from as a little boy in the town of Bethlehem, he could look just not too far over to Jerusalem, and he saw Mount Zion. Later on, as he grew up, maybe into a teen, and he was tending shepherd on the countryside, he could look over and guess what was still there? Mount Zion was still there. And as he grew older, he would still look over and he would see that Zion was still there. And Mount Zion is still there to this very day. 3,000 years later, it is still there. The reality is, and the point that David was trying to get across is our God is stable and He is dependent and He will never change. I know sometimes I'm not that way. My emotions are unstable. That my will is not as dependable. I aim for it to be, and I pray for it to be, and I try my best to be those things, and ask the Lord to strengthen me to be those things. But sometimes that's not the case. But can I tell you something? Our God is a God who we can trust and we can be assured of that He's never going to change. In the book of Jude says, "Now unto Him who is able to keep you from falling and to present you before His glorious presence without fault." And the Bible makes it very clear that He is able to do that. Why? Because He doesn't change. Our God doesn't change. Can I tell you something this morning? Certainly over the past couple months, maybe the past couple weeks, maybe even past couple hours, your life might feel like it's on a roller coaster of constant ups and downs and changes. I want to encourage you this morning, like David did in verse 1, to trust in the Lord. to grab onto his hand, to tell him, Lord, I'm right now, life is very unstable for me and things just seem to be up and down. But Lord, I'm just grabbing onto your hand because I know as I'm holding on to you, Lord, that you're like Mount Zion. You'll never be moved. And I cannot, because of that, be shaken. And I will abide forever with you. I don't want to skip over the last part. It says, he abideth forever. I think there's also a point here where it reminds us that God cannot lose us, the eternal security that we have. There's so many Christians that think that the Christian life is like walking a tightrope over the Grand Canyon with no net underneath you, when in reality it is the exact opposite. The Bible tells us that God puts us in his hand, and no man can pluck us out of that. We are eternally secure in that. When we've placed our trust in Jesus, it is a guarantee, not by our own strength, not by our strength to hold on to the end, but by God's strength, his unchanging, unshakable ability and strength, that he will not be removed. And because of that, we can abide forever. So, can I tell you, even in the ups and downs of the world, reach out to the Lord, trust him, grab his hands. Even when you feel like your world is shaken, understand that the God you're holding on to cannot be shaken. He cannot be moved. And take great comfort in that today. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you guys later.